Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Somewhere in Everland, a child wakes up with a dream to learn, a dream to grow, a dream to build a better future. But dreams alone cannot build classrooms. Dreams cannot equip hospitals. Dreams cannot transform communities. What turns dreams into reality is people. People who choose to give. People who believe in building the future together. The Council of the Association of North America, Ceana, is a community united by heritage and responsibility. Through collaboration and collective generosity, Ceana members across North America are investing back home, supporting education, healthcare, and community development across Everland in Ghana, Togo, and Benin. Approximately 12 physical projects are located in 2 countries, with the hope of expanding their benevolence to Nigeria. The association gave hope to the aspirations of some children, awarding scholarship to ensure they stay in school. In the heart of Keta sits a classroom block constructed by Ceana, injecting a new spirit into formal education in the enclave. The facility has contributed to increased enrollment and academic performance. Community leaders are elated with the initiative by Ceana.
Teacher won't have put the power no lower break. How do you school view have school call what no or do you?
Through the benevolence of the members of Ceana, information and communication technology education has been enhanced in the Lolobi Seminary Secondary School in the Hohoi municipality. The association financed the construction of a structure which was furnished by the government to provide quality ICT education to the students. The Peki Jake Basic School saw a significant boost in infrastructure following the construction of a 3-unit classroom block by Ceana. The structure, originally constructed to serve as an ICT lab, has been converted into classrooms due to lack of enough space.
That is the classroom facilities, because the old one got dilapidated, and then there was a time we realized the beam of the structure got broken. It nearly caused a lot of havoc. So when the project came, it helped the school because the students were moved into the new building.
Hello, on behalf of Ceana, in collaboration with the Our Association of Washington DC Metro Inc., it is our honor and joy to welcome you to Ceana 2026 Convention. We are proud to host this historic gathering in the heart of Maryland, and we are ready to take it to a whole new level. With bold vision and unwavering commitment, we are elevating excellence in every detail, ensuring that Ceana 2026 will be unforgettable. This year's theme, Preserving Culture, Inspiring Generations, is more than a slogan. It is a promise to honor our heritage, empower our youth, and unite our global Ewe family in purpose and pride. For decades, Ceana has been the heartbeat of a people determined to celebrate their roots and shape their future. From the vibrant rhythms of Agbaja and Bobobo to the quiet wisdom of our elders, every convention has been a living tapestry of tradition, unity, and vision. Join us from September 3rd to September 7th, 2026 at Bethesda North Marriott Hotel, Maryland. Come ready to reconnect, to rejoice, and to raise funds to help build our Everland. This is your moment. Register early, volunteer your time and talents, give generously to fuel the future, and most of all, share the message. Let the world know that Ceana is not just alive, it is thriving. Together, we preserve culture. Together, we inspire generations. Together, with the Ewe Association of Washington DC Metro Inc., we build Ceana 2026. Join us to make history. Ceana 2026. Honor the past. Empower the future. Visit www.ceana2026.org for more information. See you there.
Ceana 2026.
Yes.
Welcome you. DMV.
Yes.
Ceana 2026 DMV will welcome you.
Thank you. Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Mado Wizon Tohia Dana Amashama Yamakpemi va Agba Bawana Agba Ceana Central. Agba Aganya wana Tohia de because I'm a bit near the Lanya Duma. Yeah, me and Roma Joga Plea. Yeah, Wanami, the latest updates on Ceana 2026 convention. Etamigaya Fiadako. We'll be right back to get you all the latest updates on Ceana 2026. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Yo, magato ways on Tokia and Amashama. Yeah, Makamifa, Agba Bawana, Agba Ceana Central edition. Agba edition is a very special edition. The Ceana convention is just around the corner. Today we would be heading to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where we intend to engage with the convention, this year's convention manager, GUESTS-ABLA Tofa. GUESTS-ABLA Tofa has been in the midst of all the happenings and the preparations for this year's convention. So she's going to be giving us a series of updates. So Marku Amashama, please share the link, call a friend, and tell a friend to tell a friend, because you don't want to miss this this series of conversations that we are about to have. So my name is Steve, and it's always my distinguished pleasure and honor to have all of you on a beautiful, gorgeous Saturday afternoon or morning, wherever you may be joining us from. But please, before we head to the nation's capital, me have a GUESTS-ABLA Tofa. Mother Kukuba Mashamana share linga Mashamana Yorama. Now your no view your honor your Mashama. But GUESTS-ABLA Tofa is going to be on air in few minutes. Now you can all get at first hand. Yeah, later in the hour, we'll be having a very special guest that will be talking about relationship. That's SALASI. She is a relationship advisor, a counselor, and also an author. And she would be joining us later in the show. So today's show is well packed. But let me take a quick break and allow you to share the link while we get ready to head out here to Washington, D.C. Now, you, Marku, after there, Washington, D.C., Marku, Mima, 1 hour. I'll be right back with GUESTS-ABLA at TOFA. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Are you ready to start a rewarding career in healthcare? Become a certified home health aide in the state of New Jersey with our 2-week training program. Enroll today to begin your journey. It is simple. Email us at pccshhtrainingschool@gmail.com or newmanpccsinfo@gmail.com to reserve your spot in our New Jersey Board of Nursing approved training course. Receive expert training. Our hands-on comprehensive home health aid program offers more than just knowledge. It provides real-world experience. Learn directly from seasoned professionals who will guide you every step of the way. Transform your future with skills that truly makes a difference. Begin your career with expert guidance and hands-on practice. You will be certified and ready to launch a successful career as a home health aide. Don't wait. Start your healthcare journey with us today. Contact us to enroll. Call us at 862-755-8464 or 848-218-1555 or 773-960-5416 or send an email to pccshhtrainingschool@gmail.com or newmanpccsinfo@gmail.com. What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity to transform your future with skills that truly makes a difference.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
How do you, Yemalo, the viewer, what we're doing, that is what we are expecting to have when we get to Washington, D.C. in just a few weeks from now. Kamagado Wisdom, Nami, va Ceana Central, and Kanye a postie. Abale Kamadong Benami, Mapa Agba will be heading to the nation's capital to meet with GUESTS-ABLA at TOFA. So without any further ado, let me jet out here to Washington, D.C., where GUESTS-ABLA awaits us. GUESTS-ABLA, how are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I am well. It can't be better. I could not have been at any better place than to be on air with you.
Oh,
excited to hear all the latest exciting updates for our one-of-a-kind convention. So let me not take the wind out of your sail. For those who do not know you, seeing you for the first time, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Abla Tofa. I am the Ceana 2026 convention manager. A bit about myself. I know some people wonder from my accent, what's my involvement with the Elway community. I am a proud Elway lady, born and raised here in the DMV. I grew up in the Elway community here in the DMV. I was part of the Volta Dance Ensemble, and here we are in 2026. Now I'm the Ceana convention manager. So I'm proud to say I'm a product of the community that our forefathers built here in the DMV and even with Ceana as well. And I'm excited to give you all the updates so that way we can see you guys in DC in about 6 weeks.
Okay, yo, Davi apply yema a global apa VGG ye yenye gaka via OG do ye naba yokuba or where yokuba as a sama like a gaka mi waga mi ato agba mi chaka gavi yeta mi yokuba via doga mi bagba hatoga yeta American yapi akoka. Ka mi ayi Davi apply. We have been waiting to hear some of the exciting news and updates. We know it's almost crunch time, so please take it away.
Well, it is crunch time. I wouldn't say it's almost crunch time. It is crunch time. We've been very busy here in DC. We have been meeting behind the scenes, countless meetings. So I know some people have said they've been trying to get in touch with me and probably have, and you're calling me during a meeting time, so it might take a while for me to get back to you. But rest assured that we are definitely working here to make sure that when everyone arrives and touches down in DC, that have a great time. Today's episode, I'm definitely going to touch on a few deadlines, a lot of important deadlines, some that have already passed and some that are quickly approaching. The biggest deadline that's quickly approaching is the banquet seating, right? Everyone's really excited about that. Everybody wants to, sit with their friends, their loved ones, their families. And that deadline is July 31st. So we have 6 days to submit. You need to make sure that is in. Everything is time stamped. So if you submit it August 7th, we can see that you sent it to us August 7th. So you cannot say that you sent it to us July 31st because we'll be able to see it, but the form will close at that point. So you shouldn't be able to submit after that deadline. Something that's very important to know that all banquet seating requests, it must be submitted through this form. If you send anything by text message, it will not be acknowledged. If you send it by email, it will not be acknowledged. Even if you kick and fight that you just want these two names to be accepted, unfortunately, it will not be acknowledged. Again, it is going to be one of our biggest conventions to date. And while we are working hard behind the scenes, a lot of us, this is not our full-time job. So it's very hard to manage some of these things while also managing our day-to-day life. So we're just asking for some grace. And we're also utilizing tools and technology that are now afforded to us to make things a lot more organized. So one of those things is this form. So that is the best way to make sure that you're guaranteed your seating. If you send it by text message, you're more likely to not get your seating request accommodated because we'll lose it. We'll lose track of that during the text message. So, and some people have asked, well, how, if I can't find my ID number, I can't find my ticket ID number, send an email to info@ceana2026.org. All that information is on all of these flyers and all of the communication. Send an email saying that I can't find my registration receipt, I can't find my ticket ID, and we'll quickly get that sent over to you so that way you can fill out the form, because you do need the ticket ID to fill out the form. Again, make sure that the people that you're submitting are also registered attendees, because if they're not registered, then you won't have the ID. We've received a few submissions for people who are not registered for Ceana. And while we would like to accommodate them, we are only going to accommodate people who we know are confirmed to come to the convention. And then we will take that ticket number from you and accommodate the seating. Other ways that we are doing it for people who don't have a full table of 10, maybe you're just groups of 5. The other ways that we are going to make sure that people are seated together is by how you've registered. We will also look at email addresses, because we know that every Mensa is not related to each other. Maybe even every Akolache is not related to each other. Those are, some common last names, Owusu, so Atipo. So some of you may not all be family members, but so other ways we'll connect you guys is by your email address, your household address as well, and your association. So given that you've provided all those details during your registration, then rest assured that while you may not have a full group of 10, you will be seated amongst those people in the ballroom. So I'll stop there when it comes to the ballroom seating, in case there's any questions.
Yeah, okay. So the ballroom seating is very important, right? Because that was one of the issues that we have had over the years when it comes to seating in other places where we haven't had assigned seating. We all scramble because we want to get in, secure a table, and so that we can sit with our friends. But Washington, D.C. have put in place a system, but we do have a deadline, which you mentioned. It's coming up pretty fast. I think it's next week, Friday. Next week, Friday is the deadline that we're supposed to. But outside those, because you haven't told us about the number of registration, but what we've been seeing, we are in the excess of 900 or thereabout. I'm sure you'll be giving us some live numbers in a few. So it's a huge, humongous, huge is even an understatement. This is a humongous number of us that are coming. So not everyone will be able to request, but you're also giving us an assurance that if you are unable to send in a request, there are some other means that you might cautiously, you might be able to accommodate close friends and families and associates, right?
Yes, we can definitely. One of the things I think we can guarantee that we can accommodate after if you don't do the submission list, we can definitely guarantee families, because more than likely you're using the same address. So that's most likely guaranteed. Now, when it comes to friends, that might be a little bit harder, but if you all selected the same association that you're affiliated with, then we most likely will be able to group you with your friends as well too. But we can definitely guarantee families because of the address. And then of course, if you have groups of 10. And I know some people have also asked why groups of 10 too, which I didn't address. The reason for the 10, why we're only taking 10 at a time, is because a full table is just 10 seats. And what has happened in the past too, some people are groups of 8, and then someone's group of 5, and then your other, 3 or 4 people are now scattered at other tables. So we can't do a complete seating when we do it that way. So if it's groups of 10, we can guarantee that that will be one whole table and no one will be left outside and another seat. So that's basically, I think, sums it up for the seating requirements. So I'll go back to any questions regarding that.
Sure. Talking about questions, let's go to the comments that I have come in. We want to make this as interactive as possible. Yes. None of you, Marco, send in your questions. Abaleke, Davi Ablankblina, she's extremely busy. Would wish that she could be here every week. You and Nami updates and we can ask all our questions. But this is an opportunity for us to ask as many questions as we can. So let's go to the comments section. James Amekbe, great job. Thank you so much for James Amekbe. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Mark, let's go move to there. Okay, Thomas, Charlie Howe. Nice meeting you at the park the other day, man. Always a pleasure to be in company with you. Is that can seating be by association's request? Can seating be by association's request? Yes, it's coming from a large association. So Dabla.
So if you selected your association, as long as you selected that you're part of an association, you mark that you're from Elway Association of Colorado or Dallas, we will group people by associations. So if you selected not affiliated, that's where it gets a bit tricky, and then we are only able to go by address and email addresses to group you with family members. But we are prioritizing seating by associations as well.
Okay. All right. So let's see if there are a few more comments in the chat. Let's see if we have some more people. Yeah. Derek Dagadube, we pray for a success. Yes, we all do. And it would be a success. Yeah, this convention is definitely going to be a success. Okay. Ras Media Empire. Can I pay for some of the programs so I can skip some I am not interested in? So our program begins on Thursday through Sunday. So Lavi Abla is, the question from Rams Media is that can they be selective and only, let's say, dinner only or banquet, not banquet, okay, dinner banquet only, or maybe picnic only, or maybe church service only? Can they do that?
So yes, you can do that. However, we have to be very transparent that for the best experience, you do want the full package. If you do banquet only, picnic only, those are the only events you can attend. You cannot come to cultural night. You cannot come to the masquerade. You also will not have any meals outside of those ticketed events that you actually get a ticket for. So I find that what I've been seeing is that when people realize that they've only got banquet only ticket, A lot of people are doing ticket upgrades. That's a lot of the email requests that we're getting right now. People are realizing that, oh, they're not going to have access to the entire weekend if they just select these tickets. So they're upgrading their tickets to the full package ticket. But yes, you do not have to be locked into the full program. Some people are only arriving maybe or are local and may just want to come to the dinner dance. You can buy just a banquet only ticket. Maybe you're working all weekend and you're only free on Sunday. Church service is free. Church is for, it's open to everyone. The 3 local LA churches here in the DMV will be closing their church to be part of the Ceana celebration. So most of those members who may not necessarily come to Ceana all the time will maybe only be coming to church service with us that Sunday. And then the picnic, of course, too, you can buy a ticket for the picnic as well. So every event does have its own ticket, but we do recommend for the best experience, and so that way you can get the meals too, is to do full package.
Okay, so I've had some inquiry that I paid for dinner early, right? So I'm intending to be there, but I did not get an option to opt for a room and what type of room. And I've tried to explain that, well, if you said you're only coming for the dinner, then we don't see the essence of you getting a discount hotel. Can you explain if that is the case or not?
Yes, that is the case. So you so those who've asked you, you've been answering correctly. That is the case. We want to give the opportunity for the full experience to our full package attendees, the people who plan to be there the whole weekend. If you're only coming to the dinner dance and you're sleeping in the hotel that whole weekend, you're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we only come see you Saturday, it kind of creates an inconvenience for those who did want to be there for the whole program. And I'll use, for example, last year in Dallas, there were, and previous years too, not just Dallas, but in previous years, but last year in Dallas, I can speak personally on this, that I had my auntie who paid for a full package, and she was at the Overflow Hotel. And then there was another friend who only paid for the picnic and arrived on Tuesday. And it would have been a bit more convenient for her to rather be at the main hotel and being shuttled back and forth. And then the person who's only in town for their picnic be at the Overflow Hotel. So we want to make sure that we are prioritizing people who are there for the full experience, because we know all the fun is at the main hotel, going room to room, hanging out with our friends, maybe, talking late at night, sharing food. And we want to make sure that people who are there for that experience really do get to have that experience.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the comments and see if we have a few more comments. Do we have any few more comments or questions? Okay, yeah. Derek Dagadu says, giving us that is going to be fireworks. Yes, yes. Big fireworks. Okay, Thomas Adai says, hello, my people. Good morning to you all for dedicating your time in keeping the mission alive. Yes, it is our mission, so we're keeping it alive. And I know you're doing your part as well. Sir Thomas, thank you for that comment. Thomas Adai, it looks like this is Abla and Thomas show today. Yeah, you're looking sharp. Sister, thanks, man. As always, you do the same. Yeah, guy. Okay, but indeed, na Huma. Yeah, thank you so much from checking in on us from the Dallas area. Thank you so much. Thomas, a good one. Okay. Yes, we have read that already. Thank you so much, Sir Thomas. We actually appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about registration. Okay, so from Kofi Hamanu says, if I come for a banquet early, do I have to pay for parking?
So so we do have complimentary parking for all of our in-house guests. There will be a discounted parking fee for our outside guests, which we will communicate soon. That is something that we're trying to negotiate still. But for all of our attendees that are staying in-house, we do have free parking. We have 800 parking spaces. We have a parking lot and a parking deck as well too, and up to 3 cars per room will be accommodated. So I would say do with that information as you will as well.
Okay. So what about, let's say, those who will be renting, let's say, buses or, big SUVs, will there be some parking space for them as well?
So yes, for the buses, there will be parking for the buses. Large SUVs, I'm assuming like, you know, our regular maybe like Ford Explorers or like Escalade size cars, the parking garage should be able to accommodate those vehicles normally as you would park in any other facility. But as far as bus parking, what we do need is a count of how many buses. While there is bus parking available, we want to make sure that we're not telling everyone to come with the bus. So it's best that we also know how many people are, or how many associations are coming with large buses, but there is parking available just behind the hotel.
Okay. So as it is, whatever your need is, reach out, right?
Yes.
Reach out and let's get you the accurate information. Let's talk a little bit about registration. We're saying this is the largest convention ever held by Ceana. What are we looking at?
So
okay,
as
so I have just a quick thing. Good morning. Can we book for hotel now? So we have a question from Ayawa asking, good morning. Can we book for hotel now? Yeah, it looked like you are muted.
Oops, sorry. So you do have to register first. In order to book the hotel, you do have to register, and then Ceana, we will book the hotel for you.
So there's a few more questions. Let's take those questions very quickly. Yes. Okay, so Thomas again, do we have an invited guest artist performer gracing the convention from Ghana, Togo, or Benin? Any top government officials we know of? Thomas, it looks like you're really jumping the gun here. We're going to give you all the details, like, make it take your time, like. Allow Abla to flow. Anyway, Abla, you can take the question.
I was going to say, stay tuned for some updates. We have some surprise announcements. We still have 6 weeks to go, and we're still working and planning. So we'll be making some announcements. So just make sure you have your eyes and ears glued to every single Ceana outlet. The platforms, Ceana Elway Land, the Facebook channels, TikTok, Instagram, your email. So there'll be some announcements. So make sure you're staying in touch so that way you know what's going on.
Thomas, you want breaking news, right? Just stay tuned. You will
get
there'll
be breaking news. There will be breaking news.
There's going to be breaking news. So call everyone to get ready. Okay. Gada Ado says, thank you for your hard work convention. For your hard work convention manager, that Abla. You are the best. Yes.
Thank you, Sister
yeah,
Grace.
She is the best. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Is that all the other questions? Okay. So that is all the comments for now. So please get the comments coming. We want to make this as interactive as possible. No view agbami no form na mia no bi alomia bi apply atofa yenye mia ba convention manager apayama ba convention manager. Abna updates on na mi na bia de la show alo jibo wa konya de nguna ma mi de kuku ma ku ya ke kokot the comments ama na mia pia mia dominoga for about an hour. A little over another hour. I'm a bubwada hamia join there at the top of the hour. Mia kunu biare cho relationship counseling play coaching banya ita Marco let your comments flow. Abna let's before we take a quick break, can you just tell us a little bit about registration? Where are we now?
So we are we're a little over 950 people registered. Registration is coming in very fast. I mean, I want to say maybe we're getting at least a significant number a day. A lot. It's sped up a lot more since I think since school's let out, it's just been picking up. So we will be closing registration pretty soon, looking at the rate that a sold out event. So if you have not registered, I don't even know what, in fact, if you log off the show now, it's fine because that means you're going to the website to go and register. So if you need to register, we see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen, www.ceana2026.org. This is a good time to register. So while you're on the website, you can even type your questions into the chat so that way we can walk you through the registration process. So if you're watching and you have not registered, I want everyone to open their phones, their laptop, whatever device it is, and go to www.ceana2026.org and select the full package registration, because there's no reason you don't want to experience the whole shebang, right? The full package. You get all the meals. That's the best deal. So select however many full package registrations you need. There's also children's prices. So make sure that you select tickets for your kids as well too. We have Ceana Kids Camp. So you don't want to bring your kids and then they can't go and enjoy the programs for their kids because you didn't register them. So please make sure you have registered them in advance. So that way your kids will not be angry at you during Ceana for bringing them there and they couldn't enjoy the kids programs.
Yo Agba Minufom na Davi Abla, the convention manager for Ceana 2026 convention. Minufom cho anyagado dakade mia take a quick break day. Nemi trova mi boglomba over 950 year register hopo ka African nogemiala metamia Aponu viare cho hotel situation is almost a sold out convention. And Yamasatbo, I have been involved with Ceana Fifia AEVA. Kaka Yamasatbo me register this many people. Mandokopa Amo Daubon Kodiba Yova Pago. These are people that have registered and paid. So Miaponu viare cho hotel situation leke hotel ade etemia accommodate galo leke nya hotel situation afi manyaba yado ya mi bune ba mita ike gaka nadova dona moda ye mi gate igo de leke nya cancellation and refund by issue more. I will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will delve into the hotel situation, and then we talk about some cancellations, the process of cancellations, and the refund. So we'll be right back after this short break. You are watching Ceana Central.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
I have a dream. I have a dream that Ceana 2026 will be great.
Yes.
I have a dream again.
Yes.
That from New York to Boston, from Chicago to Toronto, all will be here in Washington, D.C. to make Ceana great.
How many of you are ready? Help me welcome Chief Prosper. Is somebody ready to praise God? Are you guys ready?
I have a dream again.
Oh, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2. Are you ready? There's somebody behind you. Give me space to dance. I command you. I can hear you. Get it on. Go down the name of. Do what the name of. I command you. I command you. Yes, you don't make a yellow. Oh, yes, you don't make a yellow. Oh, yeah, you don't make a yellow. Oh, yeah, you don't make a yellow. I command you. Do what the name of. Don't want the name of. Forget the name of. Can't catch it for. Can't catch it for. Can't catch it for. I command you. Yes, you don't make a yellow. Yes, you don't make a yellow. Yeah, you don't make a yellow. Yes, you don't make a yellow. Mawu Kenyasia. Yeah, me conto before. Mawu Kenyasia. Hey, elolo se. Mawu Kenyasia. Yeah, me conto before. Mawu.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Yo, magado is on Amiba Ceana Central. Abaleke Mr. Abla Naminyana. Yenyapa ama over 950 a register who. Ita na register HADANU-KLU nyamanya what you are waiting for. Ye uganami updates about na ebe ya nonyi play ye be holo alo be humawa. Unami forma de me feel. Gakea forma afina feel ejebena make sure but I'm a shame even that I get a forma dia ama a register. That is the first and foremost. Ejeba amana register and I'm a register America. Na jagba na donku miapa registration ID na make them akwa na make quick kodo dakwa they are working so hard to try and accommodate it. That submission, that request, the deadline is what is that, July 30th. So we only have 5 or 6 days to go. But let's go back to our plan to see what other exciting updates you have for us. If you want to talk about the hotel situation, please do so. But we are in your hands with any updates you want to give us.
Yes. So for hotels, so yes, there'll be, so this, by the end of this week, we should have another set of confirmations, hotel confirmations that are coming out. And that would be the last batch of hotels that are for the main hotel. And then moving forward, any hotel accommodation confirmation that comes out from that, you will be at the overflow hotel. So this week, we do hope that all of those confirmations will be sent out to everyone. And then everyone after that will know that if you get a confirmation, and we'll send out the communication that will explicitly explain so people know when to expect it and who that affects, will be placed in our overflow hotel. Our overflow hotel is just 7 minutes down the road. I know people are going to ask, what is the name of the hotel? Because those people have not been given their confirmation. We do not want to announce it prematurely because we don't want people to go and book the rooms and then cause confusion for the hotel. So once the people have received their confirmations, we'll let you know what the name of that overflow hotel is. But rest assured, it's only 7 minutes away. And that's 7 minutes away when it's just a bit busy. And the hotel itself is actually providing shuttle service for us, plus our own additional shuttle service as well, too. So we'll make sure that everyone will be able to move between the two hotels very seamlessly.
Okay, so I got a text message saying, asking that, so if you have already received your hotel confirmation email, is that safe to assume that you will be accommodated in the main hotel, which is the Marriott in the Marriott? Is that the case?
Yes, if you have a hotel confirmation, your hotel room is confirmed. That because it's a hotel confirmation. So it will say the name of the hotel, Marriott. So if you have a hotel confirmation from Marriott, then you are definitely at the Marriott hotel. I know it gets a little bit confusing, but if you've been paying attention to our updates, we always put the dates of registration. There's a window, a range, a date range. So always make sure that you look at your registration receipt that has the date you registered, and then cross-reference that with that memo that goes out. And that actually helps you narrow down if you fall within that window. Are you a part of this group that just got their confirmation? Those are the hotel updates. I think we've sent about 5 hotel updates now. So whenever we send a hotel update, we put hotel update number 5, number 6. We have the date range. So you use those date ranges and look at your receipt. If you see that your registration date falls outside of those date ranges, then you'll know that you're not part of this group, and then you'll be with the next submission. So that's the best way to know. People get a little bit frantic when they see that, but there's no need to worry about it. Everyone who's requested a hotel up until this point will be accommodated.
Okay, so just for clarity, because I think some may get it confused. When you first register, you would get an email to say that your order request has been received. Shortly thereafter, you would get an email, which is your registration receipt. So the first to come will be your registration receipt. Yes. And maybe a month or so later, then you may receive the hotel reservation confirmation email, which that comes. So the first two comes from, the first one is just the submission. Then the next one comes from Ceana. And then the third one would be from Maria, from the hotel. So we shouldn't be getting it confused, right?
Right. So in fact, I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I'm finding that people are not reading their emails when they register. Because someone will register and then immediately, maybe 20 minutes later, call and say that they didn't get the hotel confirmation. They didn't see anything in the email about the hotel code, which lets me know that you did not read the entire email in its entirety. Because if you continue to read your confirmation email, we have it even in a green box, so that way it draws your eyes to it. But in the green box, we outline what the plan is for the hotel. And in that box, it does say that we send the hotel submission at the first of every month. So if you register July 15th or July 7th, then that means you know that your submission goes the first of the upcoming month. It will be after that. And then the confirmation comes thereafter, which is like FO Steve, about 4 to 6 weeks after you've registered. But that first email you get is your registration receipt. That's also where you can locate your ticket ID number. And then in that email, it tells you what the next steps are for the hotel. There is no hotel code. You cannot call the hotel to make a hotel booking. If you do call the hotel, they will tell you that they're sold out, because we bought the hotel. It's for Ceana. So they will not sell the hotel to people outside of the Ceana group. So when you do call the hotel, they're going to tell you it's sold out, because Ceana is in-house. But there's also no code. A lot of people have been asking about a code. They've gotten very frustrated that there's no code, that they didn't get the code. We are booking the hotels for you. So once you register, as long as you select that you wanted a hotel during your registration process, we will make sure that you got a hotel. If you wanted a hotel and you did not select a hotel when you registered, we will not be making hotel accommodations for you, because you did not communicate it to us. So therefore, if that miscommunication does come up, it is because you did not select it, and therefore we did not know you wanted a hotel. Therefore, we did not book one for you.
Okay. So, we've all been, most of us have traveled and have used hotels in the past. Hotels always have a procedure where when you book a reservation, you have to put a credit card on file. In our process, you only opt for a hotel and then choose the type of room you want, be it a double, a queen bed, or a king bed. Those are the options available. When would we be asked to put our credit card on file so that the hotel room is secured with our credit card, or would there ever be a time that we have to do so?
Yes, that is something that the hotel is currently working on. So we hope to have an update about that as well soon. And that will come out of the announcement. So I don't have much details other than that. It is still in the works. When that should be released, it'll definitely be after all the confirmations go out. We want to make sure that everyone have received their confirmation. They can review and make sure that what they requested is accurate before they even put down a credit card. So once those details are ready, we will make an announcement. FOC will also make sure that you have that announcement to announce here on Ceana TV that they should be looking out for an email to provide credit card details. However, at this time, I know a lot of people are asking, do I need to pay? I want to pay in advance. I want to pay for my room. When you do arrive at the hotel, they will ask you for your credit card. So whether you do provide your credit card authorization prior to arrival, no matter what, every single individual who has a hotel booking will be asked to provide their credit card and ID. And you want to make sure that the name that you provided us matches your ID. If it does not match your ID, then you may have trouble at the front desk. So if you know that some of us have registered with our stool names, so if you know you've registered with your stool name, please do follow up and provide us with your government ID name. So that way, when you check into the hotel, they don't give you any issues. As far as Ceana documentation, your badge and the magazine, all those other things, we will recognize you as that name that you provided. But for the hotel, they don't understand our culture, so we do have to go with the law of the land when it comes to the hotel side of things.
Okay, thank you so much, Abla. Let's go to the comment sections. I think there are some few comments. Let's read some few comments very quickly. Yeah, that part says, "Good morning, lovely people. Please, if you do a name change, what are you going to do, please?" Okay, so if you have a name change, so that's a tough one. So we hold that thought for Abla to take a bite at that.
Okay, so
right, so
what are we?
Just a second. Let's read a few so that you can take all of them at the time. Okay, so Thomas says 950 people registered. Huh. Akakavola. Yo, nyatafe akakavo. Yeah. Thomas again says, with this huge number of participants, I can for sure prophesy approximately 1,000 singles will go home, positively double. Yes, we'll be talking about relationship issues in a few. So yes, we are hoping 1,000 people going out double. No, there are some that are coming that are also coupled already. Like you are already coupled up. So even when you are not going home double up again. Chama to me will be a person missing out on this convention prophecy. Let's see if there are some few more comments. Do we have some few more comments? Okay, I trust you. You're talking about the breaking news. Yes, yeah. Just trust. We have breaking news for you. Yeah. So let's see if there are some few more. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the question that Pat asked. Right? It says, "Good morning, lovely people. Please, if you do a name change, what are you going to do, please?" So meaning that you registered with a name, and by the time you get to the convention, you have had a name change, and therefore your ID have, the name on your ID have changed. Should we be worried about that?
If it's a significant change, like the person asking the question has a hyphenated last name, I would assume if either one of those names are still showing on your ID, you're not likely to have as much trouble. If you don't have any trouble with it at the bank or any other entity, then the hotel wouldn't have an issue with it. It's those whose stool names are completely different from what is on their ID. But if there is some semblance of connection to your ID and then what you may have registered as, typically you don't have a problem, because people name change all the time. They get married, they get divorced, or whatever reasons that they change their name. So typically sometimes the ID doesn't catch up as quickly. So if you still have your maiden name or your divorce name, and it's hyphenated, and your first name matches and one of those last name matches, 9 times out of 10 they'll still check you in. But it's when you're on your registration, you put Abla Tofa, and then what you put on the hotel is Jane Smith, then there's going to be an issue. So that's more so the name changes we're talking about.
Okay. All right. So before we take another break, so we've talked about registration. We've talked about the hotel, the banquet request. All right. So let's talk about cancellations and refund. Can you give us a little update on what to do if you need to cancel, if they need a rise?
So so after the 31st, there's 2 more upcoming deadlines, and that's August 1st. And that's both for registration refund and hotel reservation cutoff. The hotel refund process is one. It should be time stamped by August 1st, 11:59 p.m. Again, if you send it by email, this is why we're not taking text messages, because people are in different time zones and the timestamp is not accurate. And one for record keeping. Send us an email to info@ceana2026.org. In the subject, it's best that you put in the subject refund or cancellation, ticket upgrade, or ticket transfer. Whatever it is you're trying to do, communicate that in the subject line, because then we'll prioritize how we even respond to that email, because we know the refunds are a bit more time sensitive. So please make sure you're doing that. Also, please include a copy of a proof of your purchase. That can be your ticket, registration confirmation, or the registration receipt, or a copy of your ticket, some proof of your purchase. Third, please be the one who also purchased the ticket. I've had some situations where a friend of another person who's registered has tried to initiate a registration refund. And how do I know that that's true? How do I not know you guys are not fighting and you're trying to cancel their registration to sabotage them from having fun at Ceana? So the person who actually purchased the ticket ideally needs to be the one that also submits that request, unless the person, of course, may be hospitalized and cannot do that on their own. In those cases, we'll possibly accept that. But please do provide your proof of purchase. Once you send that to us, then we are going to respond, and there may be some additional details, especially if you're doing a ticket transfer. If you're doing a ticket transfer, there will be some additional details that we will ask of you to make sure that we update our system, to make sure that we now know that the new attendee has replaced this attendee as well too. And that is August 1st. The hotel reservation cutoff is the one that is the same day, and it goes hand in hand. If you are not coming to Ceana, you want to make sure that you let us know before August 1st, so that way we can also cancel your hotel reservation. If you do not communicate this to us and you do not come to Ceana, you will be financially responsible for one night's room and tax at Ceana. There's no ways of if ands, buts are about it. You will be responsible for it. We will not give you back your money, because we now paid for a room. You didn't show up, and then you asked for a refund after Ceana has started. So please also check your confirmations. I'm also finding that some couples have both selected hotel rooms when they really only need one. If you have two hotel confirmations, one in your wife's email, one in your husband's email, please make sure that you're checking both emails diligently and making sure that you did not mean to select two hotels because you're sharing one. If you do have a reservation in your name and you only need one room, once again, you will be financially responsible for that hotel room. And we don't want anyone to incur charges that they don't need to incur, because one, we don't want to waste anyone's money. And two, we also want you to donate a little something to us. So if you have to spend it on the hotel you forgot to cancel, Ceana also loses out. The LA land also loses out. The children and all our brothers and sisters back home who are depending on us to raise funds will also lose out. So please, please, please make sure that you are contacting us in a timely fashion before 11:59 on August 1st to cancel, to get your refund, to transfer your tickets. Actually, to transfer your tickets, we may still allow that after the refund, once it's after the refund cutoff, because there's not a financial transaction. If it's just a transfer of tickets, we should still be able to honor that, maybe up until the 15th, just so that way we can do our table seating arrangements. However, refunds, if you need money back, if there's a financial risk attached to it, we do ask that you stick to that August 1st deadline. If we receive anything on August 2nd, we will not honor the refund, unfortunately. So I do apologize for those who are late or who don't know how to use their email or whatever reasons you may give. August 1st is the deadline. August 2nd will be too late. August 3rd will be too late. September 1st will also be too late.
Okay, absolutely. I was going to take a break, but I see that Madam Salasi is she's waiting in the green room. So let's keep rolling. We do have excursion. We talked about excursion the last time you were here, and then we also talked about youth programs. If you can enlighten us on the situation with excursion and also the youth programs.
Yes, so excursion is sold out. Excursion is sold out. We are going to DC, of course. You're coming to DC. We're going to do our own version of the hop on, hop off tour. We're going to go see all the monuments: MLK, Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Memorial, Jefferson Memorial. We'll have lunch in DC as well too, and then after lunch we'll go to the National African American Museum of History and Culture. That's one of the newest museums in DC. Oprah, I think, also invested in it. She was one of the people. A lot of celebrities opened that museum, but the excursion team is probably one of the other busiest teams. That they're always boots on the ground. They've been going to DC since October, trying to scout out the plan, the route map, to make sure that we have the best time while we're in DC. So yes, after lunch, we'll go to the National African American Museum. We've gotten the tickets secured for all of our attendees. If for any reason you are not, you're no longer able to go on the excursion, once again, please do email us at info@ceana2026.org and let us know. There are some people who've been asking about excursions. So if you're no longer able to go, we'll be able to give them your seat so that way they can buy your ticket. So please also communicate that to us in a timely fashion as well. And then as far as the youth programs, youth, young adults, kids, we have a lot of stuff in store this year, Ceana 2026. As you all know, who have those of you who have been coming to Ceana since the early days, the Friday Cultural Night was something that was born here in DC. So my big sisters, Cynthia and Afi, they were the ones that led that project, and we did the first ever Ceana 2020 Ceana Cultural Night. And I should have shared a video with FO Steve. So maybe during our break, I'll share that and see if we can play a snippet from that Ceana program. But we have come back together. A lot of those people that you'll see in those videos are now big women. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're big professional women, they're mothers, their wives, their husbands. And we've come back together to see what we can do again for the young adults as well. So this year, we have a full lineup of programs. We're just adding on to what Dallas started last year. We're going to have Charlie, Let's Talk Love, and that's going to be for the youth and something for the older people as well too. We're having a brunch on Monday, so even to skip through from Thursday, but something unique. We're having a brunch. Those who know the DMV, social scene, we're known for our day parties and brunches. So we'll be having a brunch on Monday. So make sure that you're here till Monday evening. We're also having a fitness event. There's going to be an announcement on it, but it's got something to do with Pilates. So I'll give you a little sneak preview that it's something with Pilates. So make sure that you bring your fitness wear. We will have fitness sessions every morning, just like we started in Dallas as well too. We're going to have a college prep session. We're going to have a career panel, and those activities will take place on Saturday when we know most of the youth are in town. We will also have our LA by day, American by night, growing up African, growing up American, growing up just kind of, in the middle somewhere, raising children in America or in the diaspora versus raising children back home in the LA land. Those are the type of conversations we'll be having as well too. And then for the kids, because I was one of those kids that came to Ceana and I said, I'm never coming back to Ceana because there was nothing for us to do. So this year we have Ceana Kids Camp. The Ceana Kids Camp is going to be an opportunity for those youth who are coming from other associations who don't have maybe a cultural wing like we do here in the DMV, Canada, Dallas, Atlanta. Some of the other associations do, but not all of them. But we're getting there. And so this is an opportunity for other LA children in the diaspora to learn about their culture. I think it's a remiss for all these children to come to Ceana and they don't even learn how to say GUESTS-ABLA, or learn how to do some agbaja, learn how to do bobobo. So we want to take that opportunity to let them learn about their culture while they're with other LA children around their age. So they'll learn some songs to sing in church on Sunday. They'll learn the anthems. They'll do some activities. They're going to do flag decorating. That way they can be part of the parade of associations during the general session as well too. So we can also see, they can show off their LA pride. What else are they going to do? They'll be learning songs. We're also looking for storytellers. We're looking for the grandparents. I know a lot of grandparents. Some of us bring our mothers and fathers along too, and to watch our kids. But maybe they can do something with Ceana Kids Camp and also come and do some storytelling. We always want to glean on the wisdom of our elders, and I think that's just a great opportunity for our elder community to come and connect with the youth and really preserve culture and inspire generations by coming and sharing some folk tales, some stories, even learning some songs. Even if it's just to come and play ampe with them, it's still somehow you're preserving the culture and you're teaching them something about yourself. So please don't leave here without leaving some of that knowledge with us. So that's it for I think for the youth. If there's any youth in the audience, if I left anything out, please drop it in the comment section. But yeah, that wraps up the youth, young adults activities. Yeah, I think that's just about it. So I'll stop there. Any questions?
Okay. All right, thank you, Abla. You've said a lot, you've shared a lot. So in terms of the registrations and the refund, you mentioned August 1st, which is very essential if we need refund, we need to pay attention to these deadlines. They are very, very essential. And if we hop into the youth, okay, so I know Thomas had a question. And so when you mean youth, which age, what age group can we classify as youth and young adult? Clarity needed prevent others from trespassing okay. So when you talk about the youth and young adults, do we have an age limit? If we have an age limit, what are the parameters that one could qualify themselves as a youth or young adult?
So I did speak on youth, young adults, and kids. So the youth would be under age 18. So that does kind of cover the kids and your middle school and high school kids. And then your young adults, college age, 25 and up into 30. It kind of gets gray because culturally there's a disconnect with that terminology, but yeah, kids, youth, young adults. So young adults, any younger adult, I would say under between 25 and 40. The 21 to 25 gets a little bit tricky because some are still, kind of closer to high school than they are to their career years when they're 25 and up. But that's pretty much the age ranges that we're trying to kind of cover, under 40, under 18, and then elementary age kids too.
Yeah. Okay, so we talk about a branch though. I know when you're doing the registration, there is no option for you to opt for if you want to participate in the branch. I can bet that it's not going to be coming out of your pocket. And so is there going to be a fee for those who want to partake, the youth that want to partake in the branch to come prepared?
Great question. Yes, there will be a fee. We are working on getting that ticket site open soon. We'll be using something that I think the young adults are pretty familiar with because they're the ones who taught me what that website is. But it is a ticketing website, and we will release those details fairly soon. But it will be a ticketed event excuse me, so a lot of but yeah, it will be a ticketed event, and we will share that link and the pricing very, very soon.
Okay. So, in terms of the Keep Fit and the college prep and the career section, those are part of the package. If you had registered and you are in the convention setting, you can opt for any of this free of charge.
Yes.
But what about the Kids Camp? Is the Kids Camp part of the convention package?
Yes, as long as they're registered, it is part of their registration package. So they do have to be registered. And I know that's and I say that because a lot of people, they register for themselves first with the idea that they're going to register their children on site or not register them at all because they're going to pretend that they're under 5 when they're really 12. And we know some of the tricks that we try to do to save a little bit of money. But unfortunately, that won't be possible. Honestly, the whole Ceana, that will not be possible. A lot of things are changing. We're a little strict here in DC because we want to make sure that everyone has a good time. So the kids do have to be registered because that's the only way we can account for them. We're able to pull from the registration data. The young people from the last registration pool, we have about 100 actually. We have about 100 kids, or let's say 100 youth under 18. I would say 100 youth under 18 that we have proposed to come. We've broken it down to different age groups. So we know we have about a certain amount of high schoolers coming, middle school age kids, elementary age kids as well too. But you do have to be registered because we need to account for you. We are buying supplies. We're buying supplies for the arts and crafts and flags and all the things. So we want to make sure that if they come, that they're able to participate. So we need to know, please register them as soon as possible. Do not think that in fact, there'll be no registration on site. If you're hoping that, I'm going to just come, my sister has already registered. She has a room there. I'm just going to follow her there. You'll be disappointed. That happened in Atlanta to a lot of people. They came from out of the country. I know people that flew in from all parts of the country and over, across the border. And then they came all the way to Atlanta and got there and it was sold out. We don't want anyone to have that situation. The numbers are increasing. We're going to sell out very soon. So please, please, please register online, register in advance.
Okay, so talking about that though, let's go back to the registration very quickly. Dalena, thanks for joining us. It says that's my girl, GUESTS-ABLA. Great job. Okay, and we know a photo fee also, and we had a Muzenge is a good one.
He's a very good example of youth and old adult.
He's a good example of a youth, old adult.
He's a perfect example.
Yes. Muzenge is, of course, he's always young at heart. Yeah. All right. So sold out convention. We are, we've surpassed the 900 number. We're itching onto 1,000. I think the last time you were here, you told us in terms of the banquet hall, we have plenty of room. We can go all the way to 1,500 or thereabout, the number that you threw out there.
So
yes, go ahead.
Yes. So we did say that is true. However, the larger we grow, we realize that we need a bigger dance floor. So that number does change, and it has changed actually. So we can accommodate a little over 1,000. So please quickly register, because we realized with the numbers that we were given, the dance floor was a bit small, and who we are, we have to have a dance floor, and the dance floor has to be big. The bobo gets big, the akbaja. So we did have to take out some seats to accommodate it. So now, in order to accommodate, basically to accommodate everything we need to make sure we have the best experience, which again includes that dance floor, that number has reduced. It is no longer 1,500. While the hotel is large enough, it still can go out that number. We want to keep everyone in the same ballroom. We're not looking to go into an overflow space for the dinner dance. If we do, then we could potentially go over to about 500 or so. But to keep everything in the same ballroom, that number has reduced to a little over 1,000 attendees in the main ballroom.
Okay. So that being said, it does, presuppose that we are really itching onto a sold out convention. Today is what, the 25th of July. So we still have a whole month to go. And typically we know August is the rush.
Yes.
So it's probably that we might be sold out by the middle of next week or next 2 weeks or thereabout.
It is very likely that we could sell. The way, like you said, it is a rush. I'm sure, as I've been here now, I can check. I'm sure some people have registered. Let me just see. Yeah, I've had a few registrations already. So they're picking up. They're coming in very steadily. So registration, we'll wake up one morning and we're sold out. So yeah, it's always the rush. I think historically August has been the peak for registration. And right now it's picking back up again, it's picking up back up again. So please, if you're still thinking about it, let this be your sign. Over 950 people have registered and in counting. Again, some have come in while I'm here on the show. So that number has changed. It has changed significantly. So it isn't even 950 anymore. Let's see. I was trying to see if I can do a quick count, but it's not over 950. Some more have come in. So www.ceana2026.org. Register now. We're waiting right now, so you guys can log onto the website and continue registering.
All right. So we have been talking to Ablanto, for the convention manager for 2026 Ceana convention. And as you have heard, everything said and done, you have to register. Not my register HADANU-KLU over 950 or register whole. Egba Emilafia amo registration ma won. Yo boglompa a hotel alolo alaka gake leng yeta na aba yaba neha yaba. I join me le Washington DC apeyama ke na register shidaka because but a chomia to for one gronami but the convention is sold out at 1 year next week, at 1 year the week after that. Ita maga global ya no di ne ya no and blood them languba ye alo ye may go alo ya alo ye may go fifia yenye the time ke ojaba na a register shidaka. Ita amashami ke in blood them chonguba ye kwa kamaku na a register shidaka. After I take a quick break, Miracle Macklin, 1 or 2 comments I do. Tonyan Toss from Yellow Togbo up Madam Vivian Nima, but I would like to wish my beautiful daughter Sydney happy and a healthy birthday. 30 years is a long way. May the good Lord bless and give you more years ahead. We love you from all of us. Yes, we love you, Sydney. She would be at the convention and she's really looking for it. This will be her first experience. So she's really, really looking forward to this year's convention, and she wants to be part of that experience. It's going to be the experience. Okay, so let's see if there's another comment before we take a quick break. Okay. From James Amegbebe, please, if someone bought a full package from Thursday through Sunday, but they are getting there on Friday night, can they modify the package from Friday through Sunday? Davia Black, can you take this question very quickly before?
Yes. So that depends. The first answer would be no, because arriving Friday that implies that you're staying at the hotel, and in order to stay at the hotel, you do have to be a full package attendee. Thursdays, welcome party is just a bonus. It's just something that we kind of add in to the package deal, and the food is it's just like an added perk. So the program truly starts on that Friday night. So you're still within the full package window. Those who arrive and we're not accepting people who are arriving only Saturday only. So if you're coming there on Friday and you get there for a cultural night or whatnot, and you do have a hotel, you would not be able to modify your package to a different to a non-full package, basically. Now, if you're not staying at the hotel for some reason, you aren't going to be able to get there till Saturday, you won't be staying at the hotel. And in that case, yes, you would need to tell us by August 1st so we can cancel the hotel. And then you would then be downgrading your package. But do bear in mind that you would not be able to get any meals. So if you arrived in time for lunch on Saturday, we would not give you lunch. You would only have the banquet dinner and then the picnic, if that is what you reduce your package to.
We'll take a quick break. As we've said, we have a relationship coach, and she's an author. So on the other side of the break, we will be speaking with her. Abla is going to stick with us, and intermittently she would jump in, and we would have a family conversation around relationships. You are watching Ceana Central. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
She's also a sixth grader. Ms. Nora, current 10th grader, she's selling salt. Next is Ms. Sophie. She's a current student at University of studying law. She's selling law. seventh grade. And she's selling my favorite. Currently at Frostburg University, she's selling CDs.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Hey, hey, hey! Nyato well, a todo mama seduji ya magaragana ba Empress Mawusi a lot to bazukukla a Ofo Steve le Ceana talk to a jivan here le mamli dachong ndigawi de keva seren dogawi ver.
Yo, tagbi oloko joko akba mama asaduji aloda Empress malamia domo because ba o Ghana Fest won la Chicago yeta ala busy akba mama asaduji fa anu won yeta malamia domo akba yenaba anyabakla abla kuila akaji akba Abla, you were talking about the youth program, and it's very, very exciting. I think, look, you and I have gone way back, and we have always been planning for youth activities, and you're always on my case for Steve, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. But we are actually getting around to get things. I'm very excited. I'm coming with Sarah, with Olive, with Sydney, with Kobe, with Prince, and Eduji. This is my house full of youth and young adults that we come in with, and I think we're looking forward to Thomas' prophecy that maybe one of them there
Yes.
maybe coupled up the time we leave.
And when you come to DC, we're going to fight small because you never told me about Sydney and Olive, and we were talking. And they're like, "Oh, I never knew about Ceana," and I was like, "Yeah, we came in 2013." Like, we didn't know. I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll gang up on it for Steve when we land in DC."
Yeah, Olive has been my producer ever since we came.
I never knew that. I was like, we've been working with each other without knowing it. There's a blind relationship. So I'm looking forward to seeing Olive. She's been there behind the scenes. We got to chat briefly. I got to speak with Sydney. Sydney joined some of our youth meetings as well too. Okay. So she's lovely. I'm really excited. So happy birthday, Sydney. Happy birthday. We'll celebrate next month. We're gonna celebrate. We're 6 weeks away. So the party continues in DC.
Yeah, she's on her way to Jamaica as we speak.
Oh, yes. Jamaica, man. Yeah, man. Have some jerk chicken, man. Yes.
I know, right? Okay, so talking about relationship, that SALASI has been waiting very patiently. We know she's an extremely busy woman, but she's been waiting patiently in the green room, waiting for us. And so let's bring that SALASI on. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
We are well. Today could not be any better to have such an exciting panel to discuss everything from the updates of the one-of-a-kind convention that we are about to experience, and yet still making time to speak about relationship issues. For those who do not know you, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, yeah, so I'm HADANU-KLU. I'm an author of 2 books. It's on Amazon and all the other platforms. One is on marriage, and the other is on being single, the things to look out for and all. And I'm a project manager, and I really hope and wish that everyone gets into a good relationship and enjoys their marriage, because I'm very big on that. So that's all I'm about. Thank you.
Yo, that clue Marku Akbar Wilson. So let's delve right into it. Look, Abla has set the stage where we are about to have one-of-a-kind convention. And one of the things that we look out for is that how can we bring our kids, to these conventions, and so that they can learn and appreciate what we do, so that they will be in track to take over from us. Talking about taking over from us, not about just learning how to organize the convention going forward, but how can they couple that? What are some of the advices that you want to give us about relationship? Let's talk about relationship and anything else that you would like to coach us today.
Okay, so relationships are very important in our daily lives. And as we grow, we always look out for a partner that we are going to enjoy the rest of our lives with. So from the beginning, it's a little bit difficult if you're not in the environment where it's easy for you to get somebody. But I believe that the approach usually is, first of all, to build friendship first. I believe that you have to hang out with people to get to know them. And then from there, you get to know whether this person is who I want to deal with or not. Most of the times, people just jump into relationships when they meet somebody because they are desperate. And then they realize that that is not what it's supposed to be. So I'm always big on people being friends first. You don't need to be friends for 1,000 years before you know this is the right person, but at least interact with the person, get to know the person. What does the person like? What don't they like? I believe that when people are friends, they open up. If I don't know you're going to ask me out, I'll open up to you. We'll talk about everything in general. If I'm upset, I'll just be upset. I won't pretend. But if I know you're going to ask me out, obviously, I'm going to pretend and do the right things for you to choose me. So I believe that the first approach is trying to get to know people. There are people looking for a partner and they're indoors every day. or they go to one place or the other and just come to their homes. No, you have to go out, get to know people. And then you have to build yourself up. There was this topic I was planning on talking about before Abla sent me a few questions. So maybe another time is while you wait, because the waiting period is something that most people rather becomes desperate instead of building themselves up. You are looking for Mr. Right. Are you Mrs. Right? Or are you Miss Right? You are looking for somebody who is good. Are you a good person? You have to build yourself up whilst you wait. You have to do certain things for you to enter into a relationship and have a peaceful one. We shouldn't be fooled about what's going on in society. I know there are a lot of marriages that are not going well, and social media, and people are used to, oh, marriages don't thrive. They are good marriages. They are very good marriages. There are people who are very happy. They just don't write it on social media or tell people, but they are good marriages. Don't look at the negativities out there and think that you have to settle for less. And with women especially, we make a lot of mistakes because society expects you to get married at a certain point. So we just settle for any man. Nigerians will say, nah, man. It's like anything in pants we settle for. No, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you can tolerate. I always talk about threshold. Everybody has a threshold of tolerance. You have to know whether I can tolerate whatever this person is doing, to what extent. You have to know yourself first to be able to know that. And you have to build self-worth. It's very important because sometimes I read stuff and I'm like, this is interesting. And then this is where parents come in. We have to bring our daughters up with self-worth. Not only daughters though, men, you're also included, but mostly daughters. Because if you have self-worth, you know what to choose. You know when to say, I'm tired. I won't take this anymore. But if you don't have self-worth, you fall for anything. Anything a man throws at you, you fall for it. So it's very important for young women especially to build themselves up when it comes to this. You have to know that you don't just accept any man who just comes your way because you need a man. And then society will also be like, you are too picky. Yes, even if you go to the restaurant, you pick your food. You don't just go and eat anything because you're hungry. You have a list of what you want in a man. Of course, in my book for the singles, I wrote about how when you're in your early 20s, the list is so long, you have 1,001 list. When you get to 25, 27, 28, it reduces. In your 30s, it reduces. And as you grow further, it reduces because reality comes in. If you are a young lady, if you're in your early 20s, you know that things you read about in books and the videos you watch and all that, you think it's just a fairy tale and you want this perfect man that you need a clay to mold. But as you grow up, you realize that there's no perfect man, there's no perfect woman, And if you're in your early 20s, most men will be like, oh, I want a woman with big boobs, big butt, and this and this. And then as you grow, you realize that no, it is character that maintains a home. Because there are people who have the big butts, and right now their husbands, they don't want to even see the butts. They don't even want to see them. It's not even attracting them anymore because they don't respect them. So you can have all those, but without character, you can get a man with boobs and butts and everything. Without character, you can't maintain a home. So as you grow, you realize that these things needs to change. It's not about all that. It's not about the thick, tall guy, the light-skinned guy, everything that you think about when you're young. You have to be real because there's more to marriage than meets the eye. And if you have any question, please let me pause and you ask it. Let me just go ahead.
There is more to marriage that pleases the eye. Yes, absolutely so. Yeah, I took some few notes. You talked about hanging out. You can't just stay indoor. And I'm getting the looks here. I'm getting the dirty looks here.
Oh,
you can't just stay indoor, go to work, go to church, and come home and be looking, right? Then you'll be looking into your home, right? So you need to at least go out and meet friends. Then you talked about making friends. Is it making friends with benefits or friends without benefit? Because what would want to? Okay, so you make some friends, and but I like the piece that you talked about, right? When you make a friend and there are no expectations, right? You are just being friends. You are able to open up to each other. And you're able to conversate, share as much as you can share, right? But then when there is some expectation, then that is where it becomes a little tricky. And the point is that when you first found a friend that you open up to and you're able to share everything, it can be good and bad, right? It can be good in the sense that the person comes to appreciate you for who you are and they kind of begin some liking for you, and hopefully you also do same. But then when you share too much at that point and they say, this person has just too much baggage though. Maybe, it's okay to just have them as a listening ear and have a shoulder they can cry on, but not want to take it. So it can be a little dicey, right? So you're talking about building your worth though, and I find that very intriguing. That is one of the things that is very important, that you got to build yourself. But we often have high expectation, and you narrow it down when we are in the 20s and the 30s, and the buckets keep getting less and less, and we keep taking some out of the bucket. At what time can you then decide that I think I am at a place now that I need someone in my life? And so let me take some of this relationship seriously, nurture it, and see if we can make a partnership out of it.
Okay, yeah. So with regards to the friends one, for instance, that you're talking about, I really appreciate that part. And you have to know the kind of friend you have and the person's maturity level for you to expand on whatever you need to talk about. Yeah, but the basics are very important. And when it comes to that too, I want to talk about friend zoning. Friend zoning is where you think the person is your friend, so you cannot ask them out. People make a lot of mistakes with that. A lot of people have lost their, I don't know if I should say, their soulmate because they friend zoned them. They are looking out of the nest instead of inside. Sometimes that friend is your spouse, but because you are used to being friends and just laughing and fighting and everything, you think that's their limit. No, friend zoning these days, it has to be looked at. If you like somebody in your circle and the person is your friend, you can take the risk. Most people will say, oh, what if she or he says no and it doesn't work, then I've lost my friend. That's okay. If the person is matured, I don't believe you lose a friend unless the person is not matured. But if you like a friend, please go out and seek them. I married my friend, my best friend, and it's working. It's really working. I know a lot of people that this has worked for. They'll tell you they were just friends and nothing else. And then it developed. So, and then to your next question about when do you decide? It's up to you and what you want. You decide that, okay, at this point in my life, I need to take this partner seriously. And then that is when you stop looking at perfection. Sometimes we always want the perfect man or the perfect woman. Like I said, just know your threshold and know what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate. But you have to make sure this person loves you for who you are. You have to make sure this person cares about you. They respect you. They communicate. They don't just use I. They have to use we. They see you in their future. Oh, in 5 years, I'm looking at us doing this. I'm looking at us doing that. It's not about me. Then you should know that this person is not for you. If they don't factor you into their future, you are not in their future, or they don't see you in their future. You have to get to a point to know that this person, I can rely on them. Sometimes I laugh at young ladies who, if they're going to visit a man, they will call the man and say, you have to buy me gas before I come. Like how? Gas. If you cannot contribute gas to a relationship, what do you plan to contribute to the marriage? Some guys look out for those things. They look at the little details. And then that is when they conclude that, oh, this is not for me. Because if you cannot buy gas, or because I'm coming to visit you, or we're going for a dinner, you have to buy me a dress. No, we should stop doing that. The guy can read into it and know whether you are struggling and they have to help or not. But you are not their responsibility. I always tell women that once he's not married to you, you are not his responsibility for him to be taking care of you. He can choose to do stuff for you. I always say this on Facebook, a platform that I'm on, and I advise people that if your parents failed you, or if your dad failed you and cannot provide for you at that age, when your dad was 30 or 40, why then do you expect a 40-year-old man or 30-year-old man to give you his wealth? He's also starting life just like your parents did, you know? So these are some of the things that you have to look out for. The red flags, they are a lot. But it's not every red flag that you have to, you know, say that, okay, this is not going to work. Most of them, they are signals, and they become canopies and red carpets in the marriage. The little things that you see, they become very big. It will be magnified when you go into the marriage. The devil really loves that. They'll say, oh, you saw this and you didn't say anything. So, okay, now look at the bigger picture. So those are the things we have to look out for, and then make sure that we are getting the right people. There are good people out there. Let's stop saying everybody is bad, all men cheat, all men are narcissists, all men are this, all women are rude and all that. No, get to know people. Make time to because most people rush into marriages. Let's be real. If you ask a lot of married women who are going through troubles, they will tell you they saw this and that before they got into the marriage. If they are going to be sincere with you. Most people just, you know, hide behind it and don't tell the truth, but they saw them. So you have to be very careful when it comes to this. I hope I've answered that part of the question.
Sure, absolutely. Like, this is a whole subject that we ought to be discussing on a full show. But Abla is here with me. So let's see if Abla has anything that she would like to add while I read some of the comments. So Thomas says, Auntie Salah, our generation na quick request or quick response. Becoming friends first takes too long. Oh, that's Salah. We like to shoot straight. For us, it is yes or no. Yeah, we are so used to drive through here, right? So everything is at a drive-through speed, right? So, you know. Yeah, so that is Thomas for you. Let's see if we have some few other comments. Let's see. Okay, do we have any more comments? So that is Thomas for you. But I think there were some few greetings earlier on, right? There were some few comments. I think I saw that Matilda made a okay. Keep up the good work, Abla. That's Matilda, president of Novici Association of New Jersey. The patient was saying, Akpenami Kata, this was in response to the question she posed to Abla. Wow, Abla, you are on fire. Keep it up. Beautiful. Yeah, all right. So, Abla, do you have any questions for Dasala? I'm sure your generation, there's a lot of, you are muted though. Yeah. So I'm sure you came with a bag full of questions. We want to make sure, we want to, Thomas' prophecy, we want to make sure that it does come true. So we setting the stage to go to Ceana, and we are inviting more youth than ever before. You mentioned a staggering number of 100 youth have already signed up, going to be there. These are some of the advices they're looking for, though. Is there anything that you have for Dasala?
Yeah, well, I mean, Celeste's my big sister, so I've seen some of the real hot fire that she's been there. So she's holding back a little bit. So she's saving it for Ceana. She's saving it. She's being very gentle right now. So she's gonna have to come back because she has cane for women. She has cane for men. She has cane for everybody. Okay, but in regards to the friendship thing, even for what Thomas said about the friendship thing. So what I wanted to say is that I think what I know the conversation is with a lot of the young adults and young ladies. And I will say, I think what statistics are showing that people are waiting to get married a lot older now as well too.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that friendship thing, and I may share a story from experience too. We find that some people are using the friendship angle to actually trick people. I'm like, men will approach you and say, "Oh, I want to be your friend," and and the story I'll say is in Costco. This was a few months ago. I had left church on Sunday, and I was at Costco, and someone came up behind me and he said, "Oh wow, can I be your friend? Or can I have your name? Can I be your friend?" And I actually said no. He's like, "Oh, my name is Nee." And I was like, "Oh, Nee from Ghana." He said, "Oh no, from Togo and Yoruba." He's Yoruba. So I was like, "Oh, Togo." I was like, "Oh, so your dad is from Anet Hall?" And he says, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, so can I have your number?" And blah blah blah. I'm like, "No." I was like, "First of all, what did you see about me that you want to be my friend and you want my number? Like, the only thing you see is me put oil in my shopping cart. So what conversation are we carrying on?" And what struck me as interesting is that if he was so interested in being my friend, he didn't question why I knew that his dad was from Anet Hall with my American accent.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like you were so focused. So my theory was that his wife was on the other side of the store and he was trying to get the number and go, because an American person saying, Anejo's a small place in Togo. So this American girl that you want to be friends with all of a sudden read your whole family tree to you, and you're still only focused on, "I want to be your friend, give me your number." It's starting to become not genuine at all. I mean, there was another instance, the same thing. I'll say this would actually happen at Ceana. So if the person is watching, I'm talking about you. The person said they wanted to be my friend. They wanted to be my friend, and then they gave me a ride to the airport. And when I landed, "Babe, are you okay?" I said, "Hey, my friends, we don't say babe. What's going on?" Like, someone wanted to be my friend, and then 2 hours into the flight, I'm messages saying "babe," "sweetheart," and I was like, you know, I have friends, but we don't talk to each other like this, especially not within 12 hours of meeting. So I don't know if you have anything to speak to that. I don't know if that kind of also relates to what Thomas is saying. Maybe that's why people use that friend approach just to get a number. But I find that people are not really genuine about trying to start friendships. I think friendships are supposed to start organically, and you've got people using that advice and turning into something else.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I've had a good laugh about what you just said. Yeah, there's some men, they try to just outsmart women, you know, like the ones you just talked about. How can you call somebody a babe when you've not even started talking, you know? Yeah, but there are people out there that sometimes you have to give them the opportunity to get to know them. There are more serious people out there, and they really want to know you first before they take the step further. Because, you know, somebody just meeting you and say, "I'm in love with you," or "I love you, I want to marry you." Like, it's odd. You know, you have to get to know each other, talk, go out on a date and all that. That's where you'll be seeing the signs. And also, don't go to a date and just because the person acts in a certain way, you just write them off. You know, there are petty things that people have written men or women off of. You know, it's I don't think it's fair, you know, because there are certain people that they need you in their lives to change certain kind of little things. So we shouldn't be too petty when it comes to, you know, choosing a partner or being judgmental. "Oh, this person, even if he doesn't dress well," like some people will say, "Oh, he doesn't dress well." You are supposed to pick his clothes. You are supposed to occasionally buy something nice for them. But and then once they are willing to learn, they will change. And then you realize that that's why sometimes you hear some women say, they don't say it though, but you yourself, you know that this woman made this man. Yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah, so I can share an experience, right? And I think I can relate to what Thomas was saying, right? So I was bold. We walked down the hall of Ceana one afternoon or one morning, and I held a hand, and my friends came up to me and said, "But Steve, where are you going?" I said, "But this is my wife. Why are you asking me where am I going? This is my wife. And so what is your business?" He said, "Steve, I came here with you. You and I, we keep single. When did you marry, right?" And that's happened. And today we are together, right? And this is someone that I knew casually because we got engaged in some Ceana business over the phone. I did not know her personally, but then when we met in person, this had nothing to do with we being personal friends, though. We were dealing with some Ceana business, and then we met at a convention some few years later on, And then we connected, and I was able to announce right there and then that she's my wife. And true enough, we live together today, right? So maybe so that people know how Vivian and I are together, right? Her name is Vivian New.
But there was a connection before the
Yeah.
actual connection.
Yeah.
So
So
it was organic. It was still organic.
Yeah.
She had an idea of
Yeah.
who you were and what you're into. That you're not some kind of just some basa man somewhere. As my mom would say.
Of course, I'm a classy man, so you
Yeah,
know.
so she had some time to observe. You also had some time to observe. And for Steve, I think you have to have a Ceana's couple segment, invite the couples so we can hear these stories. So for Steve has already shared, so Auntie Vivian has to come and share her side.
Yeah.
And then all the other couples, because this is a beautiful story.
Yeah. So, okay. So, and Abla and I have been doing this for a while, right? One of the things that we came across is how do we get our youth to connect with each other? Like, we have so many youths in the Ceana fraternity are looking for stories to tell, as I was telling, right? That we met at Ceana and today we are together. But the difficulty I foresaw was that connecting them together seemed to be a real exercise. We'll create the atmosphere. Last year, was it last year or last 2 years? We had a singles room, we had a DJ there, we had the candles. Abla had it all set up. But I asked Abla what's going on. He said, actually, they are not there. They are not coming. I said, why? So there is, I don't know, how can we create a perfect atmosphere or a great atmosphere where people can connect, and then who knows, we would have a story to tell tomorrow thereabout when we come back on the show. What would be your advice? How to break the ice, how to connect, and how to become friends?
Okay. Yeah, I think in the first place you're doing the right thing. Like they said, Abla organized the the youth and all that. It's very good. But I've realized that the youth of today, I don't know if it's because they don't like giving chances or it's because of what they've seen in us adults, like the older people, that they are, trying to be on guard, or because I always say that too sometimes, that it's like when we're growing up, we go to secondary school programs, high school programs. They call it high school now. We go to programs and your friends, I meet your friends and we start talking. And then the next time I meet your friends somewhere, they become my friends and all that. But these days you go to places, even with high schoolers, and they meet people and they don't even interact. They're on their phones and they see them the next time. And it's, they still don't interact. So I don't know what's happening to this generation, but I think you guys should loosen up a little bit. Not that you should loosen up instead in terms of like chipping yourself and all that, but get to know people, network. It's very important. Oh, hello, my name is SALASI. What's your name? And start talking. Sometimes too, I don't blame some people because men especially, I'm not trying to I'm not saying that I have a king for everybody. But because they see you and they want to sexualize you, a lot of women will be on guard because it's disrespectful. Do you get it? I remember I was a teenager and there was this man who used to, we used to go to old schools program. And one day he saw me and he's an elder in the church and he was like, he wanted to sleep with me. Like how? You don't do that. Respect yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a boyfriend at that time. And he was so bold. I'll just lose respect for you. Do you get it? You have to respect yourself. You have to just create regular links or networks, chat with people, get to know people. You'll be amazed how wonderful certain people are. And there are some people too, the way they do their faces when they go to places, they always wear this frown. They always are miserable. So they're not approachable. Any man wants a pleasant woman. Every man wants to come home to a pleasant woman. You may be going through your troubles and all that. It doesn't mean you should carry it on your head. No. When you go to your home, you can go and cry. Everybody does that at a point in time. You can worry and all that. But if you're out there, just enjoy the breeze. Enjoy the atmosphere. Just have fun. Just get to know people and take it from there. Don't be too tight.
All right, don't be too tight. All right, friends. So you're hearing the marriage expert. She's here with us. She is an extremely busy woman. So we are so privileged to have her spend a bit of an afternoon with us. And if I may ask, I know Abla would volunteer you any other time, but I would like to have you back on the show so that we can take our time and go through, because I did have quite a lot of questions. We talked about what is the best approach. You talked about that. How do we maintain a healthy relationship? How can our youth identify the right partners? And what are some of the common mistakes? And I think you spoke on almost all of that. But one question I didn't get to ask you is that, you know what, let's take a quick break. And when I come back, I'd like to ask you, 2 more questions. And then have the opportunity to give us some of her breaking news that she has for us today. So today we are talking to the Salasi and Abla Tofa. We'll be right back after this very short break.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Mawusi Association of New Jersey celebrating its 20th anniversary. Hooray! The anniversary dinner and fundraising event will be held on Saturday, 1st August 2026 under the theme 20 Years of Unity, Service and Growth. Venue, Pines Manor, 2085 Route 27, Edison, New Jersey. Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rate, $120 for adults and $80 for 18 years and below. Keynote speaker, Mr. Charles Go, CEO, Patriots Management Corporation and Frontline Properties and Maintenance Incorporated in the USA. And also CEO and founder, Paradigm Roofing Systems and Charlie Max Investments, Ghana. DJ VOV. MC will be our own FO Steve. Mawusi, 20 years of serving the community in and around the Garden State area and beyond. Grab your tickets now. Come, let's dine, dance, and raise funds to support some life-changing projects. This is a must-attend event. Don't be a miss-out. Come one, come all. For further information, please contact the following. See you there.
I have a new one for you. How many of you are ready? Help me welcome Chief Prosper. Is somebody ready to praise God? Are you guys ready? Oh, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
1, 2. Blue.
Ceana, every open Habobola, America, Canada.
Ago na Ceana dukwa Washington DC. Ceana papa siapa zayoruna. Pakpa vekolo ava de amatua lemia patata he. Adoji vola. Agajojo kametete gbogbo ile Ceana kabobo oma. Yega blue vo he. Apai vai ma. Amaga Patrick so supla amaga Jonathan Safo gba Association of Greater Boston to force akofa fama no meto he kokla kala. Apai amaya nya sasala la meto kare bobo namba. Habobo wola legal aussi. Habobo kao anye. Homiya. UVA. Anama yo UVA. Da Ivy Kwashi. Afo Francis Sagbafia. Lake. Nya langjoa. Nya kovalia la foi vai mare. Foi ama lakano gola ha. Da kpene amatafi. VP1. Mozenge. VP2. Habobo bubu ola nkunu kwa jesiado den ho ho he. Kamiaore. Alamanemia. A novice Habobo ila New Jersey. Dam Matilda. afo sasima dovlo afo ivaima mi dankunu kula jesiaro fiamire afo yamayade alaka nogo wala ka baba yola Georgia afo ban nuchuche akla da Esther Adams akla Ceana klola alo presidenti Kenya afo Williams kuma awala sipuma ko bokomre jivofo mano meto eba fo yamaya asasa afia mena toyo nhe Baba yola Southern California afo Kafi Mensa akla da Christine Chikata Africa tutu Hollywood gajo jonsa bado ha ama kwesa kla karejiba medbega to la fama Baba yola Colorado afo Joshua akla amaga kone ama kwesa ba me la jam hello pondu manyanwi la tamana mi ho he ami magabu ba nyi manye ba for divine Kenya Star Fund chairman la magbana mi olo amare na gona Chicago to ba ko loko joko dagore oje he ami awe magare mi ajiba mi adro for majarelo David Mawusi Empress Mawusi amade kuku magare joba mi adro for majare he amajiba na gona da SALASI ayek adosu kla afo set ababi oba afaya me amadre ka matomia ngola anyi choke viare fito finamba kabobo kata lo vona milo ami nonjo he lolonyo ba babo yola North Carolina amaga big fiachikla Dr. Doris Jamasi gasagama mi duangba ye mi waren gbedodoji ha chuama afaya me ade alaka nogole wodu pe abo panalela miato Houston to for David Abusa Dr. James Do akla for Sashi alaka mi afa jajarole ha da Charlotte amaga.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawusi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Welcome back to Ceana Central. Today has been one of a kind show. We have Abla to tell us all about the convention and all that they have in stock. And we have the pleasure and honor to have that HADANU-KLU also online with us, talking about relationship and what we need to. Some of the things that we need to know and keep encouraging is it is good to be in love. Yes, it is good to be in love. So let's read some of the comments that we have on the screen. So we begin with Vivian. My question is, if you are freshly married and your husband is always being busy doing things that he likes to do, how do you handle this? And when you talk and you complain, it goes nowhere. Okay. Do we have a few more? Let's see. Okay. Okay, that Ivy Kwashi says, may I ask, what are some of the red flags one should look for in relationship? Do we have another question to that, Madam Clerk? Okay, and this is James says, man. And then someone say, finding a true partner these days is like squeezing water out of stove. Trust issues are real. Okay, and I think Apokofi also did make a comment. Let's acknowledge Apokofi also. Apokofi said, Brother Steve, please be careful out there with your answers. I'm not there to help you in the house. So I'm safe. Don't worry, Apokofi. I'm in good hands.
I'm safe.
I have my daughter here. My producer, so
you just wave your hand if you need help.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a lot. I know we only have a few more minutes. Gaka America, if you can take a stab at some of the questions, for sure. I know you have to come back by popular request. You have to be back so that we can a whole show to delve into some of the relationship. Is it's something that we all need advice on. So please, if you can take a stab at some of the questions or comments.
Yeah, so I'll talk briefly about the busy man kind of. Yeah, so it depends on what he's busily doing, because sometimes you also have to get involved in whatever your spouse is doing. You do it together so that you won't be bored or you won't be complaining. Sometimes I know it's hard to do. I don't watch soccer, so Imagine me sitting and trying to watch soccer with my husband. It won't happen. In fact, I'll be on my phone. So yeah, some of the things are very difficult to do, but you have to keep talking to them. And how do you communicate with them? Sometimes the way we communicate is also the problem. Sometimes we are harsh. So sometimes you have to be a little bit patient. The way you talk to them. Oh, if you are too busy, I feel alone. It makes me feel lonely. I didn't get married to be lonely. I need you around me. Let him know you need him. Because sometimes we make ourselves as if we can do everything by ourselves or we are okay. No, we are not. We need help. We need you. So I'll talk about the red flags quickly too. I love that topic, the red flags, because I see a lot of red flags in relationships. Sometimes I even see them before they even happen. You know, like you see somebody dating and you see the red flags, and if you tell them, they just don't see it. The worst person to advise is somebody in love until the rubber hits the road. So some of the red flags, women, stop jumping into the man's bed so quickly. You know, stop jumping into it. It wouldn't make them marry you quicker than normal. Sometimes you have the impression that when we sleep with a man, that is when they will marry us. No, that is not what it is. That part is very important to me, because imagine sleeping with him 2 years, 3 years, and he goes to marry somebody he meets in 6 months. A man knows who he wants to marry. They know within a few days. I'm not a man for you to talk about, for me to be telling you what they feel and what they don't, but they know. If they want to marry you, they'll know. They won't waste your time. So red flags such as narcissists. There are a growing number of narcissists in the society right now. Self-centered men, self-centered women, people who feel self-important. And narcissists will belittle you. They will let you feel as if you have nothing in your brain. They'll make you feel as if you are nobody. If you have a shine, they will try to outshine you. Anything you do, they don't appreciate. Some of them come in a form of, oh, they love you and they want to spend time with you, but they are controlling. You have to look out for those things, because a lot of people these days, I don't know whether it's the water people are drinking, but a lot of people these days have those tendencies, and it's just very sad. You know, somebody raises their daughter or their son in a very good home and they're doing well, and then you come into their life and you try to control them or treat them as if they are dirt. It's not right. You know, it's not right, because parents put a lot into raising their children, and they want to see their children happy. You're an adult. I'm an adult. Let's talk about things. Let's not fight about everything. And you have to look out for how people resolve conflicts. If the guy starts hitting the wall when he's upset, or hitting the table when he's upset, know that the next place, if there's no wall or table, is your face. And do not take it for granted. My dad always say that he doesn't really like when they say, oh, the least thing you're going to divorce or all that. But if a man hates you, divorce him. That's what he always says. Because there are a lot of people who are 6 feet under because of these form of abuses. They abuse you emotionally. They tell you you're not beautiful. Oh, look at her legs. A woman, look at your face. A man, look at this and that. They use all those words around you, and then you smile and think it's okay. It is not. This is where self-esteem and self-worth comes in. You have to build it up in you and know that, no, I don't deserve that kind of sentence. I don't deserve that kind of word. You have to know yourself and know what to tolerate. So these red flags, they are very important to me. The way the person talks to you. Love is gentle. Love is kind. Love is sweet. They should treat you like a queen and you treat them like a king. You know, nobody says it's lovey-dovey every day. But the red flags, do not downplay them. They are very important. I'm very big on red flags, unfortunately. If I have to talk about that, we are not going to close. So let's go to the next topic.
All right. So red flags, red flags are very important, and we need to be looking out for it and be, cautious about some of those red flags. So Ivy, so there you have it. Yeah, there are a few other questions, but one of the questions that you talk about, jumping into the bed, jumping in bed. I wouldn't say jumping into the man's bed. Why is it always the man's bed? Why wouldn't it be the woman's bed? Why wouldn't it be the woman's bed? Because sometimes it could be the woman that wanted you in the bed, right? So bed is bed, right? But one of the things that I think people struggle with is that what is the right time you become friends and you begin dating? What is the best? What would you say is a good time to have the first kiss? And then maybe after the first kiss, then it leads into going into bed, right? So, what are some of your advice? I know there is no such perfect, personally, it is just the mood. If the mood calls for it, the occasion calls for it, then I go for it, right? Because I had an experience one time and I said I would never miss that opportunity again when I was young, right? And I was talking to this girl, we go out and I was seeing her off after I think we went to the movies or so, and I was standing at where I was leaving her. And I saw her come so close to me. And what I did, instead of kissing her, I hugged her. And I told her, I said, Pastor, but you why? It looked like the girl wanted to kiss you, but you missed the opportunity. And I never had the opportunity to get close to her again, let alone trying to make up for that missed opportunity, right? So I jump for the opportunity anytime I have. But that was just me, right? That was many years ago. I'm a little different. But what would be your advice to some of the young ones out there that come into such situations? They are always on guard. What do you think would be the best time to let go of their guard and get a kiss or so?
It's so interesting. That's a very dicey question, though. It depends on what context you're asking this about. Because in the Christian context, we always talk about avoiding these things because how far is too far? Like you said, men are always ready. As for a man, they are always ready to do whatever you avail yourself to do. But what do you want? What do you yourself want? And where is that going to lead to? Those are some of the things that you have to ask yourself. What if this person kisses you and then the next day they see you, they ignore you? Some people do it. They'll pretend they've not even met you before. How would you feel? Would you be okay with it? Would you be okay kissing everybody and then that scenario happens to you? Or you be worried and be fretting over it? So it depends on how you feel and what you think about it. But in the Christian value and Christian background, I prefer you wait. So that's all I can say. I know people won't listen. I know people do things. I'm not claiming a saint, and I'm not claiming anybody should be a saint. But like I said, what do you want?
All right, what do you want is that's Sala's advice, right? You can tell she's a Christian woman, so she said, "What do you want?" If you want advice from me, call me up. I'll give you my advice. Abla will not give you advice, so don't call Abla about this. You call me, of course.
You know what to do. To be always ready.
Yeah. So if you want a Christian and understanding of what you should do, call that's the we'll get you her number. But if you want any other advice, you call me. I got you, man. Okay, that's why it's been so much fun. We know you would come back because there is so much to talk about. But in our time, we are fast spent. Time is fast spent. If you can give us your closing remarks, please.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, so for my closing remarks, I'll say don't sell yourself short because you are desperate. Marriage is a long journey and there are several billions of people on this planet. Don't let one person frustrate your life forever. Don't let one person make you desperate. And then apart from that, watch red flags, stop friend zoning people. Don't be too picky. Sometimes you have to give people chances. Don't discount little beginnings. Oh, he's not doing well. I earn more than him. He's not handsome and all that. Sometimes they need you to build them up. They need you to become rich. They need you to stop certain habits. So it depends on what you want. You have to really sit down, assess yourself, build yourself up. That is very important. And while you wait, add prayers to it and shine your eyes. Thank you.
Add prayers, oh, add prayers. Add prayers to it and shut your eye. We have been talking to that SALASI HADANU-KLU. She is an author. She is a relationship coach and advisor, and she's also a counselor. And I believe you live in the DMV area, right?
Yes, Maryland.
Yeah, so she lives in Maryland, and she's going to avail herself to us on this show. And I'm sure we will see her in person at the Ceana convention as well. I'm not sure if she's going to be holding some coaching sections or some workshop for us, but we will definitely will see her, and she would back, she will be back here again. So thank you so much, that Salah. She's an author. She's written 2 books: Single Dating, Courting, and Informed. And then there was a second book that she's written as well, right? Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let Your Marriage Shine: Ingredients to Boost Your Marriage. Okay. So Let Your Marriage Shine, and Single Dating, Courting, and Informed. So we thank you so much for being here with us. That Abla, so today is been quite a show. I'm sure you still have something for us before we let you go. Please take it away.
Yes, so just to say a big thank you to Salasi. Thank you so much for coming in. It looks like everyone really enjoyed her input, and FOC was already invited. It's already said we'll be having her back. And one of the reasons I wanted her to be on today is so that way we can start the conversation before we get to Ceana, because Ceana is just 4 days. So we thought if we started giving you guys some of these tips and pointers and having the conversation, people would use the 4 days to their advantage a bit better. People have been asking about singles night and proposing that singles night should happen on Sunday. And what I realized is that, well, Sunday is too late. Sunday, the program is over. And this is where you find people saying, let me be your friend. Let me be your friend. And instead of taking the whole weekend to be friends and get to know each other. So we're hoping we'll be able to start this conversation on Thursday or Friday during convention. That way people will learn how to kind of network and court each other, and, maybe say, why don't you come sit with me at the banquet, or save me a dance at the banquet, or, save me a dance at the masquerade party, save my seat at the cultural, get to know each other at the picnic, you have fun. And then Sunday, when we have the after party, then you can do some date night vibes. You know what the setting was in Atlanta with the cabaret tables. We're going to have something like that. So the mood will be set. And if you want to have a date for the after party, you can have your table in the corner and get to know each other. Who knows? We want things to start off right. That way, when we finish Ceana weekend, when we're at church, we can bless your union at the church service. And you can also make a donation. Also, we don't forget, those of you who have been married and met at Ceana, we're expecting you to donate in the amount of years you've been married. So 1 year, 1,000, 2 years, 2,000, 5 years, 5,000. We also want to benefit from the union as well too, so that way we can help our people back home. And then most importantly, stay tuned, stay connected. We have a lot of surprising announcements coming up in the next coming weeks. We'll let you know if we have any surprise, any artists, any other speakers, maybe some more activities. So make sure that you are glued in to Ceana TV. If you're not on any of the platforms, you can email us at info@ceana2026.org, so that way we can get you added to the WhatsApp platforms as well too. We'll start making calls to those who registered for the shuttle seating. You may start getting calls from people, even those of you who may not have submitted your information. If you did select flight, you may get a call from someone from the transportation committee just to also reconfirm. But thank you to all of those who submitted their flight details in advance. Thank you. That helps us to better contract the right size vehicle for each time. If those of you guys were in Colorado, you remember that then when it was time to depart, we had more passengers than we had vehicles, because we did not have the correct information from the attendees. So we are trying to correct some of those missteps that we made. Now we've learned from those lessons, and we're improving on the processes. So that is why there's so many Google Forms and QR codes to sign up. We've heard everyone's grievances and suggestions, and these are the tools that we're using to implement and try to correct some of these things, so that way we can have a better and bigger Ceana. And then I see Auntie Vivian has a question for me. I don't know if I can read it. And for Steve, if you want to put it on the screen for me to read. He said, Abla, can you ask Steve who that lady is? Auntie Vivian wants to know who that lady is. I think she's talking about the lady that you missed your opportunity. It's not Salah she wants to know. It's the lady from the movies. So for Kofi, I think for Steve needs your help, please. Come quick. I'm going to turn off my camera because I can't help you either.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Yeah, so so we want to thank both of you for coming on today. It's been very exciting, and this is just the beginning. We only have a few more weeks to go, so Abla will be having you here as often as possible. And even if you want to bring some of the members of your team, like the protocol team, I think a lot of us have questions about the assigned seating, and then of course the transportation, and then the registration team as well. But tag along the fundraising team as well, because that is the essence of the convention. Look, we've talked about everything. We are making everything great, but the essence of Ceana Convention is to get together, mingle, come together, and make friends, but most importantly, raise funds so that we can help in the Everland. That is what Ceana has been doing for the years, and we will continue to do so. This is a place that we do this best. So we want to make sure that people come with the understanding. Yes, we do. I saw the young ladies, going down the runway, and everything as we saw the youth saying, welcome and all that. So we would lay it out, but we want to make sure that people understand that we come to the convention to raise funds. So once again, we'd like to thank you, Abla. You are holding back on the breaking news, but we will set aside another day that you can come. Yes. And then
we have a plan to announce it. So okay. I don't want to go out of order, but we do have some breaking. So so just stay. So hold on to your seats. Just make sure you're registering. Like honestly, this is a convention you don't want to miss. I was going through a lot more videos and pictures from over the years, and I think maybe I'll put together a slideshow so that folks can play it on Ceana TV, and just a lot of I'll just say a lot of my age mates that we grew up together coming to Ceana, and they're also giving their feedback. And a lot of them are saying, there's a lot of us when we come to DC, they always look forward to the DC convention. And I think we're going to get a lot of young people involved. Another thing that I would say to the other associations as well there too is host events, not you guys, but let your young people host events. One of the things that we were doing here in DC, we been having some activities, brunches and dinners. We had World Cup watch parties, which actually connected us with a lot more other Elways in the community. Some people were happy to find us because they're just looking for someone around their age to speak Elway with. Some of them were happy to find us because their mothers had been pressuring them about joining the local association and coming to Ceana. And now they see that there are people like them that go to Ceana as well too. So if you're in New York, New York is having, in fact, I think today actually they're having like a Ghana Next Generation picnic. So if you're in the UVA Association, Thomas, Sarah, all of you people up there, go to that picnic network. Ghana Fest is happening in Chicago today. Empress is already there holding it down for us. Ghana Fest is also coming to the DMV. We'll also be there as well too to promote who we are. At Ghana Fest in Atlanta, I believe got postponed to October. So Atlanta, you have some time to get some people together to go there and let people know who we're about. Dallas has actually also been doing a great job. They've been going to the stadium. They already go to the stadium to volunteer, but they were able to be part of almost all the World Cup games that were held in Dallas. They had a brunch last Sunday or last Saturday. They've been going and volunteering. So if you're on our social media pages, you can see some of the work that they've been doing there too. So who knows how much they're going to bring for the association challenge from all the work they've been doing. But there's more ways to connect as well too. Even here locally, as we're planning, we try to meet in person as well too, because the meetings are a lot. And we want people to have fun, get to know each other. Our registration team, we're actually going to do our on-site registration tomorrow at the hotel. Some of our teams have had dinner together, gone to other members' houses as well to do some registration exercises, and had some ayikla there, and we've had a great time. So it's also a great time to get to know each other and network. So it's not just all work, but we want to have fun at the same time. So please, when it seems that we're being strict, we're doing it just so that way we can make sure that you have the best time ever at Ceana 2026. We're expecting a lot of young people. We're expecting a lot of older people. We're expecting people not even just from the Elway land, from outside as well too. So www.ceana2026.org. Log in right now. We're going to end the show soon, I'm sure. So you'll have time to go and register once we're done. No excuses. No excuses. We're hoping to see you in DC.
No excuses. We hoping to see you in Washington, D.C. Thank you once again. We'd like to thank Salah for coming on. I know it was at a very short notice. I believe we only invited her to join the show either yesterday or the day before yesterday, and she had a full day ahead of her today, but she managed to squeeze us in. So we say thank you. Thank you so much to Salah for creating, so much fun for us. And I'm getting a lot of questions. And as soon as I get off the show, the questions continue. So, so I have to go answer to Madam Vivian, right? But most importantly, we want to thank you, Abla. You called me up a few weeks ago and said, can you bring some news? And we couldn't make it work. And then we said we decided on today. So I really want to thank you for continuing to want to keep us updated on what to expect and what are some of the questions that people have and how to prepare. I don't think that we have been ever prepared for a convention like this. We've done so many of this in the past, but this is very encouraging, and we will continue to do this for the next few weeks so that everybody can stay in tune and updated to come to the convention and have a fun of their life. So want to thank you for a great job that you're doing. Continue doing so. And we say kudos to the team Washington, everybody in Washington and all the volunteers. We say kudos to you. And we still have ways to go, but we'll get there. Thank you once again. Have a great day.
You as well. Bye. Take care. Okay, bye, everyone.
Okay, bye. All right, so let's go to the comments. Let me read a few comments, and then we will try and bring the show to an end. Time is fast spent. So James Megba says, good job. Thank you so much. And that Vivian say, so we owe money a lot, everyone. We owe money a lot. Talking about if you were and if you connected at Ceana, come prepared as Abla told us. Kudos to Judith. Judith, okay, Marco me fun. You maga your body. I hope I'm a shower for this year. Marco na dog when I coming and I'm low. Kudos to Abla and the whole team. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, that Judith. And James says, I think the lady is Auntie Vivian. So somebody answered the question for me. Somebody answered my question already, so don't ask me after the show. James says, the young ones should shine their eyes, be observant, stay alert, and make wise decisions. James, that is from James. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the advice. Focus say, for both sides, it can be 100 years. All is patience. All is patience. Thank you for Kofi. And James says, I think it depends on the individual. Nowadays, a lot of women and men are on the guard and take their time before opening up to relationships. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, at Ceana, how we do have a lineup of activities that we do on Ceana Media. So Ceana Media lineup. This is the first time we have a series of program on Ceana Media every week. Mao Jena Goma, feedback will throw, yeah, Miafuga Lawrence, Mawinyega comes your way with African jazz and traditional music panorama every Friday evening from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeta, tune in. Now, you have not been tuning in the please make a date, mark your calendar because Yeba selections are it is off the chain. It gets you set up for a beautiful, gorgeous weekend. So please stay tuned, but so that you can enjoy his selections every Friday evening. Can I make it a Saturday? Saturday in Kanye, yeah. Miss Dale Bakle Sarah, they come your way with health and wellness hub early Saturday morning. And they come your way very early in the morning from 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As soon as she's off the and Bakle the Empress Mawusi, we also take the air. We take the air and we bring you Ceana Central. We bring you such programs like the one that we have had, and we talked about all there is to know about Ceana. We get a lot of resource persons that come and share valid information. As soon as we get off the line, as we speak right now, Dunenyo Bobobo show is ongoing right now, so we'll be hopping off and joining the show in Ghana. The Empress, the MFA Authentic Mama, she hosts Dunenyo Bobobo show from Top Radio in Ghana. So she'll be joining our network as soon as we get off the line. Right after her show, Kenya Miva Miastro Dr. Wanyo, Danami, Davero, the Cyrus, and the Enyonam, they'll come your way with Mipa Mia Strong. So those are some of the lineup for Friday and Saturday. Sandia, Nicole, she says she's taking a break for now, but she normally will come your way with faith and culture, but she's taking a break for now. So as soon as she's back to be back on air, we would let you know. We also are waiting. We are waiting another show to come online, and as soon as he's ready, we would announce that as well. So we also have some few community announcements. The Nobishi Association of New Jersey. Next week, by this time, we'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary. So we are inviting everyone. If you happen to be anywhere close to the New York, the New Jersey, Delaware, anywhere close by Washington area, we are inviting you to join us next Saturday. So next Saturday, I'll be off air preparing for this epic event. So please come join us and let's celebrate our 20th anniversary on next week, Saturday. All right. And of course, we've been talking about the convention. If you haven't heard about this convention at this time, then you would become a sold out attendee. So please, if you haven't registered yet, please register. But stay tuned. We'll be bringing in a lot more information throughout the week. Besides next week, we would be bringing you information every week till we get to Dallas. So once again, register, and that is the registration link here, www.ceana2026.org. Register today. Yo, Akpa Nami. But Agbahami back better yemi wo now you wanna at the Nami. Next week I will not be here, Gaka. We would have a show for you. The week thereafter, we will be here and take you through some of the exciting news that you need to know about Ceana. As always, take care of yourselves and of each other. Until we meet again. Mark McClamilo will leave you on the wings of the association challenge. Now, after the association, so I'm going to call you Peace. I'm out.
Blue.
Ceana, every open Habobola, America, Canada.
Ago, Ceana Dukwa, Washington DC, Ceana Papa Siapaza Yoruna, Pakba Kulava de Amateur Lemifatahi, a Doji Vola, a Gajo Kamata Boy, Ceana Kaboboma, Yega Blue Vohe. A Payvima, Amaga Patrick, so Supla, Amaga Jonathan, Suffolk, the Association of Greater Boston, Top for Sakov, Manometer, Plakela. A Payamea, Yasasalamato, Carabo Bonamba, Hababo Walla, Fligalosi, Hababo Kao, a Homia, a UVA, a number your UVA, the Ivy Kwashi, a for Francis Sagbafia. Lucky, Yalangjoa, Yakovalela Payva Mare, Fayama Lakanogola, Dakpane Amatafi, VP1, Mozenge, VP2, Hababu Wallan Kunuka Jasiado, Danhohe, Kamiaore, Alamanemia, a novice Habawa New Jersey, a Dama Tilda, a for Sassima, Dovlo, a Payvaima, Midan Kunuka Jasiado, Fiamire, a Fayameade, a Lakanogoala, Cap Hababoyola, Georgia. A for Ben Nuchute, a Claudia Esther Adams, a Clasiana Clola, Allo Presidenti, Kenya, a for Williams, Kuma, a Ola Supuma Cobo, Comrade Jivoma Nometo, Payamea, a Sasafia Menato Young He. Papaboyola, Southern California, a for Kafi Mensa, a Claudia Christine Chicata. Africa to Hollywood, Gajo Jonsa Badoha, a Maquesta Claka Carajva Medvegato of Fayama, a Papaboyola Corolado, a for Joshua, Amaga Kone. I'm a question la jam, hello, Pondun. My young will come and me. I mean, Magabani, my neighbor for divine, can you start fun chairman, Lamabana Mulo? I'm Marina Gona Chicago, Toba, Coco, Loco, Joko, Dagoji. I'm your Magarami, Ajiba, me, I drove for former Jarelo, a David Mawusi, Empress Mawusi, I'm the Kuku Magaraji, me, I drove for former Jare. I'm a Jibana Grenade, SALASI, Ayek, a dosu, a for set, a babioba, a firemare, a madreka, Matumiangola, and you talk a Viada Fitofi number, Haboka Tal of Vonamilo, a Minon Johe, a Lolonyo Haboyola, North Carolina. I'm a big if Yachikla, Dr. Doris Jamasi, a Gasagama, near Duanga, Yemi Warden, Badudoji had Chuama, a firemare, a Lakanagole, a Wardupia Panala. A Miato Houston Do, a for David Abusa, a Dr. James Do, a for Sashi, a Lekemia Fajarola, a da Charlotte, a Maga Francis Agbaka, a Claudia Imelda Dogbe, a Manyeba, Miafang Nono Ye, Nkuno Yade Hago Levalo, a Novino Habayola Dalaore Valley. A for Dodoja, a for Achu, a for Patrick Ajadu. Nkaeji Yelemia for Kona Omaha, a global part, Monsieur Stéphane Koji, a Kla Amaga Didier Klu, a Mieneba Washington DC Amero Jilemia Bolo, Mia Langjoa, Mia Bonalo, a Mia Tangya. Every Canadian Culture Organization of Ontario, a Yimia President in a for Kofi Bakuli, a even a bedainia for Eric Zikakla Amaga Tony Dogbeo Lemiamakwa, for Formaliola, a Novice Association of New England, a for Matthew Agode, a Claude Damari Gajer, Minamia Senana Malo, a Pahaboyola Quebec, a Way Association of Quebec, a Togwi Azan, Horodio, Global Hola. A manye but Togwi Azan, la Wiameako, a Wamanyon Yuragag Badela Fayamola, Blue, every Association of Cincinnati, a J.K. Allo, Mark Daxon, a Claude Dr. Bernard Kadagui, a Posia Posedo Aron Bubuhe, a Fayamea, Yokwesaba, Zedio Katakataka, but a Kokogamia Pajasiomagba, a Pagalo, a Blue, a Pahaboyola Columbus, Ohio, a Fotoni Yamaso, a Kla Amaga Justice Audi, a Miadon Kumiajila Dallas Low, Fayameade, Lakeola, a United Airways of Arizona, a Dr. Wanyo Club da Harriet. I'm Jagbane, me a promotion of me of Academia Dume. Ayo, I'm a Gadama Club, I'm a Ben Hoabu, I'm a Dak Panamia Baleka, me Kwami Poiva Yamana, Payamade, me a Bona, me a Hokleka, I'm Ivadan Kunukla Jessia of Yala, a Tonyato, a Poivaima, a me Jagbade said the hedgehog had to Tungo Bay Dora, a Panibadilla, a Kayo Yamanyama Bama Basoli Zomielo, Yanko Bay Memialeta, a Payamea, Yapamoko $500,000 la. A Mopopamala more the Kajiola. A Mila Gahomea Jimto Association Challenge a club to Bajakajo Dramala. A Washington DC. A Blue. A Masama Planeto Jugagaredo Kamana Vatumila Sayamala. A Ceana. Courage number. Micho. Cholo. A Faniba. Maba Faniba. Miateo Yehe. A Manamia Sagomaba Monto Yapa Pleko have your Jadron. Mareka Morgan Miolo, Miao Tokwe, Wanyo, Ceana, inspiring culture, preserving generations. Ceana, helping build the Ireland.